Hey y'all, so welcome back to my channel, Knit This Mess. I am Angela. I am a knitter, crocheter, spinner in Houston, Texas. And last week I told y'all about how we moved into this house about a year and a half ago, and everything else took priority over my knitting slash craft slash studio slash office room. And now I am reaping the, not benefits, but the, whatever the opposite of benefits is of this situation. So I'll do you a little spin around the room later to show you what we're dealing with. But I will put up the disclaimer that it always looks worse before it looks better. If anyone's ever done a decluttering or reorganization project, you know that. It always looks worse before it gets better. I keep telling myself that anyway. You keep telling yourself that too. So let's start with what I'm wearing today. And what I'm wearing is a Victory. It is the Boo Knits Danse Macabre shawl that I showed y'all last week that had about this much left of the bind off to do, maybe a little more. And it was giving me fits because it's a picot bind off on very loosely plied, loosely spun lace weight yarn. Oh my goodness. Anyway, here it is. You can see it's very fine. I can see you through it. I blocked it, and that was a little bit of an adventure that I'll tell you about. But here we go. Make sure I'm showing you the front. It's an almost circular shawl. It comes to these very fine points and has all of this beautiful beading, and it's so soft. It's like, and it weighs nothing. One of the things I love about her lacy shawls is how architectural they seem to be. And this one made me think of Gothic castles and churches that you see in Europe. One of the things you'll catch a glimpse of when I give you a little spin around the room is this, I call her Mary on the half shell. It's a little statue of Mary, like she's in a grotto, but it's an abalone shell around it, and it lights up. It has plenty. My mother bought it at a yard sale decades ago, and she had it on her dresser in her bedroom for all of her remaining life. And it's very kitsch, and I kind of love it because it's very kitsch. It's got beautiful colors, and it makes me think of her in good ways. So anyway, Gothic church. So blocking this, it rained a lot this week at my house. Today is the first day in a week that we've had anything approaching sun. So I blocked it in my office. I managed to clear off the table in the center of my office, which is an old 1950s style dinette and has a leaf. You pull the ends and a leaf pops up. So I blocked it on there. I soaked it. I put out all my mats, got everything ready, brought it in here, ran the blocking wires through the picot, the tippy picot ends, and started pinning it out. And by the time I finished pinning it out, it was almost dry. So I had to spray it down. After I finished pinning it out, I had to spray it down, mist it with water, and until it was wet again. And then the next day I came back and it was all dry, but one end didn't look quite the way I wanted it to look. So I spritzed it again, repinned it, and now it's done. So yay, one thing off the needles. I'm so proud. I will tell you, I have not yet put the needles away. because that's another thing I do. I just don't put things away when I finish. But I am gonna write it. I've written it all down in my knitting journal, and you can see this is the journal I showed you last week. One of the things I like to do with my journals and my planners is put stickers on them. In my planners, I'll usually put a sticker of a place I go that year. Like if I go to visit a brewery and they have stickers for sale, I say, oh, I'll get one of those stickers, and I stick it on my journal and on my planner, and I know it was there that year. So this one I'm putting knitting related stickers, and so far what I have is, here's one from my sock club days, and then up here, that's a cute little crochet sticker that I picked up at Woolen Folk, and I don't know who was passing them out. I can't remember. Here's one down here in the corner. It's the Rhinebeck Sweater Club for Procrastinators. A friend gave me that. Then here's the Fiber MacGyver holographic sticker. Woo! And that also got that at Knit and Folk when I bought some yarn from Fiber MacGyver. And then here's a little knitting gnome, and I honestly can't remember where I got that. I have a friend who likes to give me stickers, and he likes to give me gnome stuff, so it might have come from him. I can't remember. Isn't that terrible? Anyway, I have a lot of stickers, and as I find more knitting related stickers, which I'm sure I'll do, I will put them on my knitting journal, and I'll always know this is my knitting journal. Okay, what else have I worked on this week? Last week I showed you the Ozetta Moonset tee I was working on, and once I finished this shawl, I started focusing on that, and I made a lot of progress on the length of the body. I only have about 3 or 4 more inches to go, and I'll be finished with the body, and I can do the sleeves. So maybe I'll have something to show you there next week, like really like real progress, like a bound off body. I think I can do that. Okay, that's my progress this week. I'm pretty proud of it. It's always a very satisfying feeling when you get something off the needles, especially when that's been on the needles for maybe 5 or 6 years. So I mentioned Woolen Folk a couple of times, and I told you last week that I went there, and I'm not going to talk about it except to show you what I got. So this, you'll see some bins when I do my little spin around the room. This bin is the yarn I purchased in 2023, and with one exception. And I'll just run through it real quick, show you what I've got this year, what I'm trying to work on. So my next project that I'm going to cast on, I've already decided. I want to do the Ponderosa sweater by Woolen Pine, and I got this yarn to make it with, and I've got this at Woolen Folk from Teal Torch Knits. They're in Portland, Oregon. This color is called Calm Before the Storm, and it's a beautiful, cool toned, soft teal, almost like a robin's egg, dark robin's egg blue, with little flecks and speckles, not overly done, because the Ponderosa sweater has cables all over the front. It's not a busy cable, but it is cables. But I think this will look quite nice. And that's going to be my Rhinebeck sweater for this coming October. But I have no idea how long this is going to take me to make, and I want to get started now, and then I'll have it done and it'll be ready, and I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, you know, the night before Rhinebeck, I just got to finish this sleeve, because I've been there. I don't want to do that again. I can't handle that kind of anxiety. So here's my exception that's in this box, and this is some yarn that I bought at Rhinebeck in 2022. It's the Bumblebee Acres Fiber Farm Shimmer Sock. And the color is From Russia with Love. And it's from their Stranger Things collection. And I told y'all, sparkle. They had me with the sparkle, but also this great pop of hot pink and these, again, these warm, earthy, autumnal colors that I love but can't really wear. But I can get away with them on a sock because that's not near my face. And it's in a shoe. And it's my little secret. Let's see. Another thing from Woolen Folk was this Coats and Company. They had these mini skein sets. And oh, they were beautiful. Beautiful colors. So I got 2 of the sets. You can see all the colors there. And then I got these 2 extras that were not in either of the sets I bought. And then they had one other color, which was a vivid hot pink, almost neon. And I still can't believe I didn't buy that one too. But for some reason, I just wasn't feeling it with all of these kind of vintagey colors. And I'm going to make a color work scarf with these using something else I bought at Woolen Folk. I got a couple of these doodle card decks from is it Fangirl Fibers? Pacific Knit Co. But I bought them in the Fangirl Fibers booth that was there. And I got the Rhinebeck doodles and the Autumn doodle card deck. So I'm going to use these minis to do a color work scarf with the Autumn one. And with the Rhinebeck one, I'm going to do a cowl with the Fangirl Fibers Autumn and Stars Hollow doodle set. And I love this QR code because it's got a little Tyrannosaurus Rex in the middle. It's so cute. Anyway, I love these colors, but I don't love the Gilmore Girls. I'm sorry, I said it. I think Rory is a spoiled brat. And one of the most self-centered television characters I've ever seen. Yes, it was well written, but yeah, I just there were so many people on that show not to like. Your mileage may vary. Okay, here's another something from Woolen Folk. This is my friend and I got the last 2 skeins of this Targhee sock, Targhee fingering woolen ganache, and it was the colorway I Read Banned Books. And it's really gorgeous, really, really gorgeous. And I cannot wait to knit socks with this. So my friend Jen also, she bought a skein of this. So these are a couple of matching socks that we need to do. What else is in here? I think that's it for my Woolen Folk, except for I did get something from Fiber MacGyver, but I've already knit it up, and I need to block it. It's a cowl, and I will block it and I will show it to you next time. Okay, so, oh, here's another thing that didn't come from either of those shows, any of the shows I went to. Oh yeah, no, this I did get in 2023. This is from Hugh Loco. She had a Scenic Route collection last year. It was just absolutely stunning. So many favorite colors, and I love road trips, so I had to have it. And this is the Phyllis sock again. And this colorway is River of Grass, which was inspired by Everglades National Park. And then I got the mini set. the Scenic Route mini set, which is inspired by all kinds of different places. Boundary Waters, Pacific Crest, Sequoia, River of Grass, Monument Valley, Salt Flats, Cape Cod, Big Sky, Blue Ridge, and Acadia. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I'm gonna do a knitted version of the sea glass tee with those, all of those. This, I did not get it at Rhinebeck. I ordered it off the Miss Babs website, but it was one of their show colorways, which was of course sold out by the time we got to the booth, because look at that stunner. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to resist it if I'd seen it in person. I couldn't resist it when I saw it online. It's called Hillside Lupine, and it's one of the Rhinebeck 2023 colorways. And it's got purple and green and shades of blue, and it really does make you think of a meadow full of lupines in the spring. And we have the state flower of Texas is the bluebonnet, which is, I believe, a type of lupine. So makes me think of bluebonnets too. Right, let me get a sip of coffee. I wet my whistle, that's not very good coffee. But it's in a fabulous mug. This is a mug that I got at Rhinebeck a few years ago. It's from Jenny the Potter. She's based in Minneapolis, St. Paul area. And this is one of her kind of classic sheepy designs. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have in here? Oh, here is something from the Knit City Montreal. This is from Botanical Yarn, and this was the Knit City 2023 colorway. This is the sock set, and I also bought the colorway in this alpaca and Suri alpaca and mulberry silk blend. I'm going to hold, my plan as so far is to do a hat, and like to mix these colors for like the brim, like do a corrugated brim 2-color ribbing, and then a pom-pom with these two, and hold these two together for the body of the hat. Still haven't found a pattern that I love for it, and it's been so long since I've done corrugated ribbing, I'm gonna have to relearn that. Let's see, here is another sock set. This is from Full Moon Fibers, also came from Knit City Montreal. There was a lot of this kind of barber pole sock yarn there. But wow, look at that neon, I had to have it. I'm a Gen Xer, I'm a Gen X kid, and had to have the neon, y'all. And here's another one. This is Wool You Knit by Yarn Indulgences, and a marled sock yarn, but this was kind of pastels, and it was just pretty, and I'll make a pair of socks with that when I get around to it. And then last thing from Knit City Montreal, I got this sock kit. I need to buy the pattern. It's called the Herding Cats Sock Kit, and you use it to make these cute little colorwork socks with cats all over them. And I got green because it made me think of cat's eyes, and you have different cat-inspired minis to make the little colorwork cats. Okay, so that's some of what I got. I have 2 sweater quantities of yarn, and I thought I had put them in there, but I guess I didn't. They'll turn up. They'll turn up. Anyway, so those are my upcoming knitting plans. I do know what I'm going to make with this, but I probably won't get around to it until the summer. I want to finish my Rhinebeck sweater first so that then I can just relax and work on this project. Where are those other 2 sweater quantities? Maybe they're in this bucket? Nope. They'll turn up. They'll turn up. So yeah, so I'm going to put in the footage of the little quick spin around my office. And let's talk about what I'm going to focus on this week. I already mentioned I'm going to focus on this. There are times when sometimes I just have to put down what I'm working on at the moment. I just need a break. You know, it is like you're just like, oh, I've been working with these tiny needles. Let me work on something with fat needles. Or, oh, I knit all week. I need to do a little crochet. So I think when I'm not working on the moonset tee, I'll probably go back to the crocheted sea glass that I showed you last time, because I would like to get that finished also to wear this spring, because it's going to be a little bit warm because it's wool. It's a little bit thick, but it's going to have short sleeves and a loose-ish fit, so I can wear it this spring before it gets too hot. And then of course it's always, I can wear it in the house with the AC. So there's that. So yeah, so those are going to be that's going to be my focus this week. And I'm going to tidy up a little bit so that next week, hopefully we can really start talking about organization. I can start pulling out some stuff, taking a look at it. Look, I don't even know where all my notions are. At the old house, I had this little chest of drawers. It was what my mother used to call a lingerie chest. It was kind of tallish, skinny, and it had a shallow drawer, a couple of deeper drawers, and I used that for most of my notions and project bags and storing that kind of stuff. And I had to repurpose it for a different part of the house. So I'm still figuring out my storage. I think what I'm going to do is go to IKEA, because I have these IKEA calyx, I think that's how you pronounce it, shelves that are just the cubes, and they have inserts that you can put in them. And one of the inserts is a couple of drawers. So I think I'll go and I'll get one of those drawer inserts, and that can help me get started organizing some of my notions. And we'll see how that goes. I don't know that I'll be able to make it to IKEA this week because I just don't know. So anyway, we'll come back next week. We'll talk about what I've done, what I'm gonna do, and maybe we can get started on some organizing talk. And maybe I'll have something to show you. I will try very hard to have real progress to show you. So I hope you enjoy your week. I hope you enjoy your crafting, whether it's knitting, crocheting, spinning, dyeing, weaving, needlework, sewing, all of those things. Have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye. So these bins are all full of yarn. I've got a box of stuff I need to put away. The little cart has a bunch of notions and miscellaneous junk. There's a couple of baskets with yarn in them. That's the shiny bag has stuff that needs to be blocked. Messy floor. There's a bin of yarn, a bag of yarn, more boxes and some books and boxes and bins with yarn. Here we're going into the closet with bags and bins of yarn. Got a couple of cedar panels in there. Hopefully that's helping. More yarn. We go up, 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 up. More bins with, you guessed it, yarn. Some boxes that I'm not sure what's in them. Back out here. Those are from Little Box of Crochet. They've got all kinds of yarn. Oop, there's Mary on the half shell. Swinging back around. There's an unpacked box. Another unpacked box, which I think has fabric in it. A shelf I need to hang. Oh, some fabric and some fabric. My spinning wheel getting dusty.